Welcome to Focus Today. Steve Johnson here with you, along with Treva Kuyper. It's good to see you again. It has been a while since we've been able to talk back and forth.
It has been a while. It's good to see you too.
Yeah, well, you are the co-director of the Loft, which makes me wonder, who's the other director?
There's 3 other directors.
No, you got to be kidding.
Yes,
you
there's
all get
4 of
along
us.
in harmony. 4 of you now.
There's 4. Yes, we all get along great.
Well, that is good.
Yeah.
Describe for people who aren't familiar with the Loft. You reach out to young girls. That's what I would say, but I'm probably just way too broad in the designation.
Yes, well, you're right. We do. We are an outreach ministry to teen girls, 8th grade through 12th grade. We meet during the school year, September through June, the first Sunday night of every month at Community Bible Church in Central Point, and we tackle a different topic every month that they may be struggling with.
Now, what we're talking about here today, is that one of the topics you're going to be talking about?
Yes, so we have the Loft this Sunday in 2 days, and at 5:30 the girls just show up. They don't have to RSVP. They come to Community Bible Church. We meet at the Loft upstairs. We feed them dinner, we play a game, and then we're going to talk about family dynamics, broken homes.
All right. Now, these are these girls who are going through a tough time, or are they just not necessarily so?
The girls that come to the Loft,
yeah.
They are on the entire spectrum. So we have girls that come to church regularly. We have girls that don't come to church. We have girls from Hearts with a Mission. We have friends of friends that I think are invited. They don't know what they're coming to. Their friends just bring them. But
how many do you have at any one of these meetings?
We average about 50 to 60 girls. It changes every month. So we have some girls that come every single month, which we love, and then we have girls that just come for the topic, whatever topic they may be struggling with. That's the one that they want to come to.
Okay, now you're going to be talking about broken families, and you gave me some statistics here about every 45 seconds a marriage ends in America. Every 45 seconds. That is astounding. And over 1 million couples file for divorce each year, and we have found that really those who are claiming to be Christians are in the same category as non-believers as well. That's not the way it always had been, but it is that way. So this is something that impacts everybody everywhere. And so the broken families you're talking about, kids caught in the middle, I suppose, mom and dad, and what happens there, the world is turned upside down for everybody.
Yes.
And so you're going to be talking about that hurting aspect and how to work through it, perhaps?
Yes. We are going to be talking about how can they, whatever their family looks like, because there is no perfect family, so every family has dysfunction at some level, and so whatever family they're in, how can they be the best them? How can they find their identity in that family? How can they, if they're coming from a really a hard family, a alcoholic family, an addicted family, something like that, how can we help them through that? And we have a speaker who's coming. Every month we have a woman that comes, different every month, who has walked this road. And so our speaker this month, she grew up with an alcoholic mother, and today she's walking with the Lord, and she's leaving a different legacy. And so she's going to share, how did she do that? How can you have victory when you're living in a home that has some brokenness? And it's different for everyone. It's different for everyone. So we're going to try to tackle that. I'm a child of 5 marriages and 4 divorces.
Wow, really?
So yes, I had massive daddy issues as an adult, because when I was growing up, every father figure in my life left. And so I want to address that too with the girls. I think as little girls, we have this image of what our family is going to be like, what our daddy's going to be like, and our mom's going to be like. And it doesn't always happen that way. And what I've actually seen lately is, in our culture, the enemy is going after families. So we have broken parents that are raising broken children. Right? Because we're sinners raising sinners. And so it's only by the grace of God that we can have a marriage and a family that holds together. I never thought I would have a family, be married for a lot of years. No, I didn't. I had never seen it. I never saw an example of it. So I didn't even know what it looks like, And now I've been married for 21 years, and I have 3 kids, and the Lord can redeem that. And that's what we want to give them, is that hope of redemption.
Well, you were talking about the cycle, and I think we have statistically seen where if a child comes out of a certain kind of a family, that child has a tendency to just repeat that same cycle, because that's probably the only known trait they have really seen. So I suppose you're trying to break that cycle. It's broken families and breaking the cycle right there. You hit on something there that I want to ask you about with the teens that you're coming to face with, coming out of these broken situations, do they see marriage as a temporary thing, as opposed to, Christians were vowing till death do us part? But do you think the millennials and that generation is redefining marriage quite differently?
I believe so, yeah. I think because we only know what we know.
Yeah.
So even if we tell them with our words that it's till death do us part, and that's what marriage is, forever, but everything that they see is marriage falling apart and divorces and affairs and cheating, and when they see that, I think they do believe it's temporary, and we're kind of in that disposable lifestyle anyways, right? And so I think they believe, I know that I did even growing up, was just, well, gosh, after 10 years of marriage, if you didn't love that person anymore, if you didn't feel love for that person anymore, then you just leave, or you go find someone else.
And it kind of reminds me, in the 50s they had the movie The 7-Year Itch. That was kind of the whole idea. After 7 years, it's like, okay, the cycle is there, and now you're looking for something else, which probably there is more truth to that than we would otherwise think.
Right.
Now it's maybe even less than 7 years. Maybe it's 5 year, that kind of a thing. So how do you work with kids of that age if they have redefined things, and let's say some older adult wants to work with them? The whole premise is really different. I mean, marriage, it's not that necessarily that sacred thing that God wants us to have. They're just looking at it as an arrangement, perhaps. So you've really got a challenge, I would imagine, don't you?
We do. And that's why this is one of our topics every year, because we only get them for one night. So we need to reiterate over and over and over again the idea that God can redeem a family, He can redeem a marriage, and marriage is forever, till death do us part. And when we bring different speakers and different women to share their story, we want to pour that truth into them, to give them hope and encouragement that, look, here's an example of someone who's choosing to leave a different legacy. And that's my example. My kids don't know divorce. I knew it too much. And so I'm leaving a different legacy for my children. And that's what we're going to share with the girls, that they do have a choice. They may not be able to control anyone in their family, but they can control their own choices, and they can choose to leave a different legacy. And that's what we want to do, is really just pour that truth into them, of that God is, He's in the business of redeeming. He's in the business of changing our lives, and we're a new creation. And so not all the girls that come to the Loft are saved. And so we want to introduce them to Christ and introduce them to the Lord. Yeah,
and I was thinking that this may be such a foreign concept, if they haven't been raised in the church, so to speak, and so on. So of the 50, 60 girls that you have when you have this event, do you find a lot of them asking questions afterwards, or is this something that they have to mull over and maybe the issue will come up a little later on?
Well, we have a time every Loft night. We have a Q&A time where we have about 3 or 4 women that sit on a panel on the stage, and the girls can ask questions. And they're anonymous questions. We have them write it down on a piece of paper so they can ask whatever they want. And we get some really good questions. And this topic tends to bring up specific examples in their own life. They tend to ask questions based on their family unit. And so we don't know which girl is asking that question, but we're able to tackle the answers and kind of help them navigate through. And then I think there's girls that, it takes them time to process what we're saying. And if I'm going to stand up there and say, I've been married 21 years, I'm going to leave a different legacy, then I need to make sure that my example, always, every day, every month, is that of honoring the Lord. So that that's what happens, is if they have a broken family unit, they're looking at other adults that are claiming that they have something different, and they're looking for that example in other people as well.
Oh, that's terrific. Now, is this open for any girls who want to come?
Absolutely, yep. They don't have to RSVP. They just show up this Sunday night at 5:30 at Community Bible Church.
Okay.
And any girls can come. We always encourage our Loft girls to bring friends, and we give away prizes and feed them dinner, and it is fun, but it's also serious.
Yeah. For more information, they go to your website, I suppose, theLoftSouthernOregon.com.
Correct.
Good place to go,
Yes.
theLoftSouthernOregon.com. And so you do one of these every month, and this Saturday?
This Sunday night.
This Sunday night is when it's happening.
Yep, the first Sunday night of every month. And then also a great event that's coming up April 29th is our Runway to Hope fashion show. We did this last year. And we are going to bring awareness to sex trafficking in our valley. We're going to have Rebecca Bender come and speak, and Richie Cruz is going to come and speak. And so that's another event that we have that will be on our website soon, April 29th. Okay, again, that's theLoftSouthernOregon.com for more information. Treva, thanks for being with us with The Loft.
Thank you.
look that up, get the information out, and bring somebody who might need to be there.
Yes.
All right, stay tuned. We've got more coming up on the Dove as we take kind of a wrap-up of what happened during the legislative session coming up in just over 2 minutes here on the Dove.
I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at thedove.us.